Hello there, wig lover. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com coming at you again with another wig review. This one is of another Jon Renau human hair wig. This time around, it's the beautiful Kate Elite wig in the color 8RN. Now, what some of you may be asking yourself is, what's the difference between the regular Kate human hair wig and the Kate Elite wig? Well, before I get any further in this review, I'm going to just explain that little difference to you. They're basically the same haircut, and they both are made of really beautiful quality Remy human hair, so very, very nice, soft, just very, very smooth human hair. And by Remy, of course, I mean that the cuticles are intact, which is that outer layer of protein on the human hair, and that all of them are facing in the same direction. So that's what's going to make the wig last longer, because it's going to keep the friction damage down, and it's also going to make the wig feel smoother and the hair feel silkier. So both the Kate and the Kate Elite have Remy human hair, so you're good to go either way. The chief difference is the color availability and what they do with the colors. That's the difference. In the Kate Elite wig, the dyeing process that they use is actually dye-free. It's very, very gentle. It's basically going to keep the hair as natural as possible, so that way, should you want to take it to a salon and have some highlights put in or something like that, you can. And this hair is made specifically for you to have that capability. Whereas with the regular Kate, they use the same dyes that they use on the synthetic hair, namely industrial grade textile dyes. And because of that, the hair really shouldn't be processed after that. So, you know, you can still heat style it, of course, because it's human hair, it's pretty durable, but you definitely should not attempt to re-dye the hair unless it is dyed with this Jon Renau, Renau Naturals process. Or at least what you see on the Elites. Any of the Elite colors can be re-dyed. And a note about that as well. Let's say you get this wig and the sunshine is coming in on it, so it's picking up a little bit more red than it actually looks in most lighting schemes. But I'll get to that in a second. If you check out the offerings of the Renau Naturals or the Elite colors, you'll note that there's no real in-between spot between a 4RN, which is a dark brunette, and an 8RN, which is this, which should be a medium golden brown, but picks up a little bit more copper in real life. So, you know, let's say you're in a situation where you don't wear a 4 or an 8, you want a 6, and you also want some highlights, and none of the colors that are offered in the naturals actually have that. So you want to take it home and have a stylist dye it for you. My recommendation to you is to order the darker of the two colors and take that one to your stylist. The reason why the darker of the two colors is going to pull less red, so it's going to be much easier to lighten. And the other reason why lighter is usually easier than darker is because putting additional pigments into hair that's already been treated is basically a recipe for it fading quickly. And if you lighten the color, that color will stay truer longer without you having to reprocess the hair. Because just like your own hair, the color will fade. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now that I've got that little FYI out of the way, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this hair. This is Kate right out of the box. She does have a curl pattern right out of the box. Now when you wash this curl will of course straighten out, so you'll have to recurl it after you wash it. It's a very beautiful cut. It's long at the bottom. The nape is 12.75 inches. So when it's curled, of course, it springs right up to almost 3 inches shorter than it actually is. So I wanted to point that out. The front here is 12.75 inches, so it is designed to be swept off to the side of the face. And don't worry, I will put this wig on in just a second. And then the sides are 10.75 inches. So they're the same length as this, the fronts here basically, front maybe a little bit longer. But that just indicates that the shortest layer on the sides is a little shorter than the front. The hair continues to get progressively longer the further back in the wig you get. And this weighs 4.6 ounces, which is actually very light for a human hair wig. The entire cap on Kate is hand-tied. I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. As you can see, that very, very nice, very stretchy Jon Renau hand-tied cap material. I love their hand-tied caps. I find them to be extremely comfortable. It's got a little bit of felt right here where the monofilament ends. A little bit of polyurethane right here. There's no real spot on here for you to add adhesive gracefully, no polyurethane, just this fine little strip of polyurethane right here. That's a little bit too small to put some tape. But you could get away with some It Stays or something like that on the lace front if you like. And they do make tape specifically for the lace fronts, and you can get that from my store as well. That tape will be transparent underneath that lace front and keep it in place very nicely as well. So the lace front on this is very well done, and I'll show you that up close when I put it on. It has adjustable Velcro tabs in the back, and I have not actually taken this tag off yet, so let me go ahead and do that right now. Now I haven't done anything to this wig, and before I put it on, I'm going to gently comb through the hair. And that is because it has all these doll curls. It looks kind of ridiculous on, unless you comb it first. But here's the tag to show you what that looks like. And it will come with some care instructions. But like I said, this is the Kate Elite in 8RN. And has felt here on the ear tabs. The ear tabs are nice and stiff, which I like. And now let's talk about this color. As you can see with the sunshine coming on it, it is pulling quite auburn. Now it doesn't really look that auburn in most lighting scenarios. It just looks like that because we've got a lot of natural light coming in from the side. But it definitely pulls more reddish than the normal Jon Renau 8. So just be aware of that. Remember what I said at the beginning. If you're torn between the 4 and the 8, go with the 4 and then have a stylist adjust the color for you. It'll be much easier going than trying to take some of this red out. So let me go ahead and grab my trusty Jon Renau wide tooth comb and brush through this a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and try her on. Okay, we're back, and this is what Kate looks like on, with just a little bit of wide tooth comb action and a little bit of finger combing to try to loosen up some of these doll curls. I've parted her right down the center because it's a hand-tied wig, so you can get away with that pretty easily. And I think it looks really dynamite on. The hair feels very, very nice. As I mentioned before, this Jon Renau Remy hair is just gorgeous. It feels very, very, very nice. And overall, I find this to be a fairly comfortable wig. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit so I can show you some things about this. First of all, the color up close and personal. As I've mentioned in previous reviews of the Jon Renau human hair, the human hair usually pulls a little bit lighter than the synthetic hair of similar color, and this is no exception. And one of the reasons why that happens is because the light reflects more naturally off of this human hair. So you can see what I call little sparkles in each of the strands, and that's where there are little flicks in the individual strands of the keratin that refract the light and give it that kind of sparkly appearance. Very, very pretty color. This again is the 8RN, which is the natural medium golden brown. It should pull off a little bit more gold, but in my experience, and this is no exception, it does look a little bit more like 8 number 30, which is a medium auburn brown. but I love auburns, so this works out pretty well for me. The hair moves very nicely, and I think that these side swept long layers in the front are very trendy right now. I think this is a very, very pretty wig. I love the length on it too. I think it's pretty much a perfect length. It's not too long, not too short, and of course if you straighten it, it'll be, like I said, about 3 inches longer than what you see here. So let me zoom in one more time so I can show you the lace front. That's the lace front, and you can see where my cap is right there. The hair will need to be trained. As you can see, some of it is very cooperative with me, and some wants to continue to flop down on my face. After washing it and styling it though, that will not be an issue for most people. Decent coverage on the sides. Like I said, these caps tend to be pretty stretchy, so you can get them into place a little bit more easily, even with glasses on. So, very, very nice wig. And if you treat these wigs well, if you treat them nicely and you take care of them properly, you can expect about a year worth of wear out of them, maybe even longer. But that has a lot of ifs thrown into that statement. You have to use the right products on it. You have to wash it. The recommended, you know, not every night, maybe once a week, maybe, you know, ideally once every 2 weeks, something like that. You know, you just got to figure out what works well for you. But I have an entire do's and don'ts listed in my website. So if you go to www.CysterWigs.com, there's a whole list of things you should and shouldn't do with a human hair wig. And if you follow those instructions, you'll get at least a year of wear out of a wig like this, a high quality Remy human hair wig. So let me go ahead and turn to the side. Now again, like I've mentioned previously, the style, unlike with a synthetic, will not stay put once you wash it. And like all human hair wigs, you really should take this to a stylist after purchase to have them style it specifically for your face and your frame. These are not shake and go wigs by any stretch of the imagination if you want something that convenient, stick to synthetics. So, very pretty. I love the layering in this wig. And the curl pattern it comes with out of the box kind of plays that up a little bit, which I think is very becoming. Here's the back. And like all Jon Renau hand-tied wigs, the knotting in the back is very well done. It's the knots are very fine. They're not real big. It's just a very, very nice knotting. And the lace front on this one is amply thick to appease even the most knotting conscious among us. And I know you're out there because you send me emails. And to that effect as well, if you send me an email and I don't respond right away, or you send me a YouTube comment, please don't take it personally. At this point in the game, I get a lot of emails every day, hundreds of emails, and I do try to answer each one of them personally. Unfortunately, this means that some of them kind of fall through the cracks. So if I don't answer you within a couple days, please resubmit your question and I'll do my best to get back to you. So this has been the Kate Elite wig in the color 8RN by Jon Renau. Beautiful, fully hand-tied lace front wig with this gorgeous dye-free color. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.